Hey guys, this is Brian Vieira from the Visionary Gent. I'm excited today to do my first vlog. It's actually going to be an unboxing video on the Louis Vuitton and Supreme collaboration. I'm also going to be talking about how I actually scored the pieces. So let's get into it. First, before I even start, I know when I see a lot of unboxing videos, a lot of people get flagged for buying these high-ticket items. So I don't want to see any comments about why did you spend your money on that? You could have spent your money on other things. It's a waste of money. This video is not for you, so just move on and watch something else. But now that we got that out of the way, I'm excited to kind of talk about how I got the pieces. So as everyone knows, anyone that's been following it, it's been a whirlwind. It's been really a roller coaster to even get anything and find out the information. So when it was first reported, we got to see what the items were. They said it was going to be a pre-order, which in fact it was. So at that time, I'd say about 6 to 7 months ago, I had gone in, gave my information, picked the pieces that I wanted, and my sales rep, Michael, shout out to him. He was actually the guy that scored me everything, so I want to thank him for that. Gone in, did the pre-order, was pretty excited, waited about 6 to 7 months up until about a month and a half ago to find out that they were no longer doing the pre-orders. So we then found out there was going to be pop-ups. At that time, I obviously had no interest in waiting at a pop-up. I know how that can be. I'm not going to wait a week in New York, to score a couple pieces and probably only be able to score 1 or 2. So it wasn't for me. I was pretty bummed out. So I kind of just let it be at that point. Then the pop-ups started to come out, and we saw how they came out in a couple different countries, and then they were set to debut in New York, which it never happened. And you had all those riots in Los Angeles, so long story short, it got canceled. I know a week before I was actually in the city in the Soho Louis Vuitton, and I had spoken to a couple people that were outside. They'd already been there for a week. They were pretty excited. They were anticipating the launch, and I even said, it's not guaranteed to come out on the 14th, which it didn't. And they didn't care, so there was people waiting there. I thought that was pretty insane. Wasn't going to be me, but shout out to them. I hope you guys actually got some of the pieces at some point and were able to do the pre-order. After I got to talk to people, I kind of just let the whole thing go. I figured I wasn't going to get any of the pieces from Louis Vuitton, and I just kind of forgot about the whole thing. Then about 2 weeks ago, after the cancellations, I had gone in and I was like, let me go talk to my rep, see what's going on. So I was talking to him about the collection, and he's like, look, bro, they're not doing anything. It's all a pop-up, but now that the pop-up's been canceled, we're supposed to tell everyone that it's been canceled, and that's all we really know. Obviously, we all know that there was pieces lying around, that they weren't selling them all out in that 1 or 2 days that they had been released. So he's like, if I hear anything, I'll give you a call, but right now, that's all I know. 3 or 4 days later, he actually called me. I was excited because anytime he calls, it's usually good news if I haven't placed an order. If I did place an order and he calls, it's usually bad news, but I hadn't placed any orders, so I figured some news had surfaced on the Louis Vuitton Supreme. He actually told me that I was able to come in to actually place an order for the items that I wanted, that they were making it available to VIP customers. Now, I don't know if that's true. Up until this point, I didn't even know that I was a VIP customer, so whether that's actually true or not, I don't know. But I definitely encourage you guys to go in and try to place an order if you can. But anyway, I went in, placed the order, and he said, all right, we'll have to submit it. Basically, the Louis Vuitton manager for that store makes a bulk order for everyone that wanted a piece. And then at that point, it goes to a central location, and they decide who gets what. So the whole thing was pretty tight-lipped. Even once I got the items and I was speaking to a sales rep, the whole process was still pretty strange and not typical Louis Vuitton. Typical for Supreme, because I know they usually like to do everything through social media, and it's really just first come, first serve. Everyone was super professional. So they had actually called me from the centralized location and said, hey, so we have good news and bad news. Good news is the pieces I'm about to tell you are the pieces you got, and the pieces I'm not going to call out are the pieces that you didn't get. So I tried asking questions. He's like, listen, I wish I can help, but everything's regulated by Supreme, which I had a hard time believing at that point. But I guess that's the case. I don't really know. Not going to question it. But the 2 items that I didn't get, I ordered a total of 7 items, got 5. The 2 I didn't get were actually the clothing. So I tried to get the Louis Vuitton box logo t-shirt, which I figured was going to be a shot in the dark. And then the baseball jersey, it's like a denim baseball jersey, which I also didn't get. But the other 5 pieces I did get, and I'm going to show you in a little bit. So I tried out talking to him and see if I can get a different size, and he's like, listen, we get the orders in, we submit them to Supreme, and Supreme actually tells us what you actually get. So there was really no other process to that. So he told me what I got. I was pretty excited. Waited about a week, and I have the items now. So I'm going to go through the items with you. I hope you guys enjoy it. I haven't opened them yet. I have the box next to me, which was a huge box. So let's jump into the unboxing. I'm actually going to go from small to large. That's probably the OCD in me that wants to do that. But I'll start with the first piece. So I haven't opened any of these items yet. You'll see here that it actually comes in the classic Louis Vuitton box, ribbon, and card. So this is classic. Whenever you buy Louis Vuitton, it always comes wrapped up like this, no matter the size, no matter what the item is. So it's the same. I didn't know if it was going to be some type of Supreme ribbon or anything like that to kind of show that it was a collab. But it was nice to see that it's just classic Louis Vuitton, and we'll just get right into it and kind of go through what this item is. So I'm sure if you guys are looking at it, you probably already get an idea from this box what it is. And if you purchased Louis Vuitton in the past, you'll know that something like this usually is some type of wallet or card case. So let's get to opening the first item. Dun dun dun. This is actually my favorite item, believe it or not, and it was the cheapest. But the first thing that I got was the classic Louis Vuitton card case. You'll see here, this is in the epi leather. It's red epi and it says Supreme across the back and the front. So that's pretty nice. I'll show you guys that a little closer. You'll see that's the front, has the LV logo. It's in epi leather, it's red epi. And that's the back here. So that's the back. I like it. It's really nice. It's durable. I've had these card cases before. They last forever. This is actually a little bit different. It has one slot here, and then the center. And there's something else in here which usually isn't in here. This is actually pretty cool. It's a Louis Vuitton Supreme booklet, if you guys can see that there. So that actually came with it, and it kind of just talks about Louis Vuitton and Supreme, the collaboration, and how to care for it. So these actually, now that I'm talking about it, do come with most Louis Vuitton items. But this one actually says Supreme in it. So that's the first item. I'm excited about the wallet. Can't wait to use it. You'll actually see that this will be featured on my Instagram and the blog, The Visionary Gent. My Instagram is @BrianFV. So if you guys want to check that out, you can see that there. So that's the first item. Second item, since we're going from small to large, is here. Again, same thing. You'll see all the ribbons here. Everything's nicely packed. Just going to open that up and go through what this is too. So let's see here. You know, I hate opening these things because every time I open them, I want to keep the ribbon and I can never, ever tie it back the way that it came. So that's usually a bummer. You've got to learn how to do that, but whatever. So this is the second one. It's another sliding out. This piece I'm really excited about. Wasn't sure I was going to get it, but I did. So you'll see here, this is kind of how it came wrapped. It has a classic Louis Vuitton wrapping here. If you guys want to give a guess, let's guess what it is. I'll give you guys 5 seconds. Alright, did you guess? You think you got it? You guys probably do have it because it's a highly anticipated item. But here it is. So, I got the Louis Vuitton bandana. This is something I had really wanted, really bad. So the two things I wanted the most were the bandana and the t-shirt. So at least I got one of the two. And this is actually it. So it's just a classic bandana with the Supreme logo down the middle and Louis Vuitton. So we'll open that up here. The material is actually pretty nice. I thought it was going to be silk. It's actually not silk. It's like a cotton material, which is pretty nice. It's a little bit more durable than silk. Really like this. I'll probably use this to hang off of one of my backpacks, or even just tie around something. It's probably what you use these for the most. Yep, so 100% cotton. So you'll see that here. Louis Vuitton, 100% cotton. Nice durable piece. I'll definitely have this forever. So I think this was a good purchase. Excited about that. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, we get into the larger items. So this one here, you guys don't really know what it is, upside down. So you'll see that here. You guys probably not sure what this is. It's either a bag or shoes. I'm sure that's what you guys are thinking. So we'll open that up and take a look and see what this is. So another thing I want to mention, these boxes are awesome. So when Louis Vuitton first came out with these colors, I hated it. I remember back in the day kind of walking through Chinatown and always seeing these kind of rip-off Louis Vuittons, and they always actually had boxes like this. So when it first came out and they looked like this, I was pretty bummed out because I like the classic dark brown chocolate that they had. But it's kind of grown on to me, and now, you know, it's actually one of my favorite things are the boxes and how durable they are. So this one has a little bit of a magnet here, so when it opens up, it's like a magnet snap, which is pretty cool. Doubt you guys really care much about the box, but figured I'd show it to you. So we'll open this up and see what the third item is. So I actually bought 2 of this, and I know what it is because it's the only 2 boxes that look the same. Don't know what color it is, but I wasn't sure which one I wanted, so I got both. Not sure, I may return the other, sell the other, so don't think that, you know, I just bought both and I'm going to keep them both. That's not really the case. But we'll figure it out. So this is the first of it. Awesome, awesome piece. You'll see here it's the Supreme Louis Vuitton Danube. Also an epi. It's a red epi leather. Same type of spiel. It has the strap here, which actually hasn't been strapped, which is pretty nice. So it doesn't, you know, bend. So we'll tie that up so you guys can kind of see how it looks before I hit myself in the face with the strap. Let's tie this up here. All right, cool. So it's a nice Louis Vuitton side bag. Quite funny, actually. Probably, I would say, what, 2 years ago, you wouldn't catch anyone or any guy wearing this. It would be considered a man bag. So we would all pretty much not wear these. And now it's become a huge trend. So it's kind of nice to see how things come full circle. Really nice piece. The leather is awesome. Really durable, and it's really, really nice. So I'll kind of show you how this looks and how people are wearing them. So they kind of just wear it as a fanny pack. You'll see it's just kind of like a short fanny. You'd wear it like this. I like it. It's pretty interesting. Again, if I don't want to wear it like that, I could wear it through the back like this and kind of just, you know, take a walk around like that. Nice piece. Definitely like it. It was actually one of my favorites when I saw it. I knew I wanted it. So when I saw it, I knew it was actually going to be one of my favorite pieces and something that I really wanted. I know a lot of people want this piece. It's become a really big trend, so had to get it. Glad I got it, and again, shout out to my sales rep. So you'll see on the inside it has a really, really nice leather piping, and then also, which I don't know if you guys can see that from the lighting, you guys probably can't. The Louis Vuitton stamping is pretty interesting. So on this one it says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in Italy, so that's cool. And then it says something in French that I'm not going to pronounce because we all know I can't pronounce anything. 2017. So I'm assuming it's talking about the collaboration. Doesn't say Supreme on the inside, but it doesn't need to. We all know it is. The inside is really nice. It's like an Alcantara suede. So it's a really nice chocolate black suede, which is really, really nice. Like it a lot. Like I said, the leather is really, really neat. Definitely think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this piece. I'm excited to use it. So you'll see that here. Awesome. This is called the Danube. It's in PM. You'll see Louis Vuitton had made a second one too. It's called the Danube. So this is the Danube PM, and then there's a Danube MM, I think. I may have those mixed up, so don't troll me. But there's another one that's a smaller edition of this. It doesn't have a pocket here, and it's a lot smaller. It's about half the size, and it just says Supreme down the middle as well. Nice piece, but I figured the larger one was more functional, so that's why I went with this one. Okay. So that's good. So I'll go into the fourth piece, which you guys already know what it is. Same process. I'll kind of open that up and tell you what that is too. So like I said, I wasn't really sure which one I was going to go with. I know my style's kind of changed quite a bit lately, and I've kind of taken a little bit more risk. So I may actually keep the red, but I basically got the Danube in black as well. This piece is actually really, really nice. So I was actually anticipating, and I'm going to put the strap on for you guys. I was actually anticipating the black to not be as nice as the red. And I'm actually mistaken. So this is going to be pretty tough. So when I first got these, I had said I wasn't sure which one I wanted to my rep. I was like, you know, I like the red, I like the black. What do you think? I was like, can you get them to the store so I can see them? Obviously, we know that's not the case, so he's like, order both, and obviously if you don't want to keep both, you can always return one. Someone will buy it, or you can even, well, he didn't say it, but I thought I can always sell it. So this is the Danube PM, same model as the previous one. You'll see it has the Supreme down the middle. This is pretty interesting. When I first saw the pictures, I wasn't sure how noticeable the Supreme is, but it's got this nice shine to it. So when you look at it, you automatically can see that it says Supreme on here. It's a really, really nice piece. I'll try this on for you guys too. So this is going to be tough because I had actually thought I was going to be keeping the red one, but now looking at it, I don't really know. Kind of like the black. You guys can let me know what you think. Same kind of process. You can kind of wear it on the back too. Really cool. I like it a lot. That now made this decision tough because we have this model here and then the red model here. So I don't really know which one I want to go with. This is going to be interesting. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think. If you like the red, if you like the black. I like both, so this is going to be tough. Said I wasn't going to keep both, so I'm going to try not to, but these are nice pieces. So here you go, you got both of the Danubes, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited. The last and final piece is an awesome piece. I didn't know if I was going to get this at all, and once I show you the box, I'm sure you guys will know what it is. Actually, you won't know what it is, so I'm going to grab the box. This is massive. Oh, massive box. Okay, so this is huge. Oh. This is actually really cool. So this box, and I'm going to stand up for this one, is actually a carrying box too. So you can actually walk out of the store with this. This is really cool. From the size of it, I thought you guys would know what it is, but it could be a couple different things. So I'm going to open it up and see what you think. I showed you a million, no video, no video. I opened a million doors, I invented doors. Bodies dropping and we ducking the loss. If you don't want to take the blame, you can say what you saw. No. They take my kindness for weakness, still coming out. Alright, so. Alright, the back's just collapsed. So that's the other really cool thing about the boxes. They actually come apart pretty easy, so if you ever need to store these, you don't want to keep it in the box, you can always fold them up. Other good thing for you guys to know, for anyone that owns Louis Vuitton, hopefully you guys already know this, but they don't recommend that you actually keep any of your pieces in the box, and the reason being is it actually needs air. If it has no air circulating, what actually ends up happening is the box overheats, and I know this sounds crazy, but it's honestly true. You can see any articles online and kind of find out about it. But if you leave it in the box and it gets really hot, it'll actually crack the vinyl. So obviously we don't want that, and we know some of these pieces we're not going to wear much, or maybe collectibles. So you want to preserve them as much as possible. So they recommend that you just keep it in the dust cover, and if you have anywhere that you can store it, great. But just keep it at room temperature. Don't have it anywhere that's too hot, too cold. So I'll open this up, but that's just a good tip for you guys. Don't ever keep them in the box. I know it sounds like you're contradicting yourself, but it'll save you in the long run. So this is the next piece. I'm sure you guys can see that, but I'm not going to try to open this all cool and whatever. I'm just going to open it. So you guys can already see that it's not red, and it's got an army print, so you guys know what it is. But this is actually the Louis Vuitton Keepall in the camo. It's the Supreme Edition as well, so I'll show you guys that. Nice piece there. It says Supreme right down the middle, and you'll actually see, and this is really, really sick, it has a Louis Vuitton print and Supreme woven into the camo, which if you guys turn this, you can kind of see that. That's really neat. I myself actually really like this piece. I like how you can't really see that it's Louis Vuitton right off the bat. I know you guys are going to say, well, all the other pieces you have, you can clearly see it's Louis Vuitton. Despite that, I'm not really into showing labels that much. If I do, I like to just have one or two. I don't like to be fully labeled down. It's not really a good look, and it's, to me, not fashionable. So something like this is an awesome piece through an airport. You can't really see. It's kind of one of those, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And that's kind of what I like to go by. So I know you guys will think otherwise from the other pieces I have, but that's really my thought process here. So I'll kind of open it up and show you what it looks like. The leather, it has this classic Louis Vuitton leather, which is really nice, and has that patinas. It's going to be an awesome piece. The hardware is something that I really want to show. So it kind of goes with the whole army print. It has this hardware that almost looks vintage. That's awesome. I've never seen that before in a Louis Vuitton, and I really like that. You'll see it has Louis Vuitton on the side. It should. Yeah, it does. So it says Louis Vuitton there. This one was made in France, and then it has the nice Supreme down the middle. So this is an awesome piece. And you have the luggage tag here. So this right here, love this. It's a 45. It's a manageable piece. It's nothing too small, nothing too big. So it's good for an overnight or even 2 or 3 days. If you're going to Vegas, this is a good piece. So yeah, we'll open this up too, see what you guys think. What I am going to say, one thing I actually am not a fan of, believe it or not. Still like it a lot, but I can tell it's another thing in my OCD. But one thing that I'm not too keen on is it looks like this cloth here, which is cotton, a lot of lint gets stuck to it. So I don't know if that's going to bother you guys. It does bother me, but I'll deal with it. It's still a pretty cool piece, so I don't really care. But if you guys can see, I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it has a lot of lint on it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You'll see inside it has all this wrapping to keep its shape, so that's important with the Keepalls. I used to in the past, and it's something that I've learned. Whenever I had a Keepall, I would always fold it, and there was a classic way to fold it, and these, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to ruin it, but this would fold in, and then it would be nice and flat. So I used to do that. I did that with one of my Keepall Damier graphites in a 55, and what ended up happening is right here, where I folded it, after having it there, let's say for not using it for a couple months, there was a crease there, and it had the wrinkles, which bothers me to no end. So what I do advise is with any of the Keepalls, keep them full. Don't fold them because you're going to have a crease here. It's nice to obviously store it, to have it nice and folded. Nothing else will crease. but the most annoying part is you're going to have a crease right in the middle of the bag. So when you're carrying it, you'll see the creases. So always note, just keep these packed. Whatever you can do, try to keep them packed and don't crush them. But let's go into the inside. So the inside's really nice. It looks like a classic keep-all. You'll see that there. You have the Louis Vuitton classic one zipper, which is obviously a spacious zipper. It's just like most of the other keep-alls. Yep, so nothing in there. But the keep-all itself looks the same and is built the same as the others. So you'll see here it's just one pocket. And you have obviously the strap there. And over here you have to hang your lock and key. I don't usually like to have the lock on the outside. I usually think it weighs down the bag and it's hard to unzip, so I usually just hang it there so I don't lose it. So good tip for you guys is you can just hang it in there. And then the strap's here too, so I'll put the strap on and show you what it looks like. Same thing here, so this is actually a secure, it's a, I don't know what you'd actually call this. It's to secure the bag, so you secure both handles. Looks neat, but it usually gets in the way, so I usually take it off and just put it in the bag. I don't want to lose it. I keep everything always inside of the bag, so I know where everything is. So good tip also, if you're not using it, I know it sounds crazy, but just keep it in the zipper here. You can flatten it out so you don't lose it, but the luggage tag is here. I was considering hot stamping it, but I think I'm going to leave it how it is. I kind of just like the, you know, simplicity of the whole thing. I actually thought this was going to say Supreme, so I'm pretty shocked that it doesn't. But I guess, you know, Supreme doesn't really like to be overstated in most cases, and usually with the logo it's just a one-shot deal, so it just says it there, so really there isn't a need to say it again. But that's really neat too, so if I put the strap on, let's do that. Let's see here, so the strap is also the same thing. It has this really cool hardware, so on the strap it has the hardware that's the same as the bag, obviously for the same reasons. So let's put this on here. Let's see this. So I made it too short. So that's the other thing too. When you get the bag, try to figure out as best as possible where you like to have the strap, and don't change it, because if you change it, you're actually going to see the crease from the weight of the bag over time. So once you figure out how you like it lengthwise, just keep it that way. So this is pretty neat. Let's close this up. Alright. So we got that closed. And so it's a nice little duffel. Again, size-wise, it's pretty nice. It's not small where it looks like a purse, which is nice, but it's big enough that you can actually fit 2 or 3 days worth of stuff. And if you're traveling, it's a good size. So with the Louis Vuitton, I have a 55, and I wish it was actually a 45. So now I'm glad I have a 45, because the 45 is much easier to use in the stowaway. So when you're traveling, it's just really easy to put it, you know, either under the seat or over in the overhead compartment. It's really easy to get in there, and it's just easy to use. So really like this piece. I'm sure you guys want to see the ribbon on here, which is actually what I intended it for. So let me get the ribbon. So here's that, and then the ribbon, what we're going to do is we're actually going to tie it on the front. So let's do that here. Let's see, how do we want to do this? So there's a couple ways to tie it. I usually do it like this, and then I like to fold it almost like a bandana, so if you were to tie it on your head. But you could do too, I'm not gonna, but if you wanted to, you could. And I'll just feed it through here. And then do something like this. So that's what I was thinking. Probably use it that way. I like it. Obviously this will show more of the LV print. You'll kind of see the Supreme. I like that a lot. That's probably how I'm going to use it. Otherwise, I'll just keep it nice and hung, which is nice too. It's just like an easy piece here, and then you can obviously see the Supreme is stated there too, which is nice. So let's do that. But yeah, you'll see that's there. So it's a nice, just loose piece. I like this a lot. Got to figure out how I want to tie it exactly. I know there's so many different ways to do it. But yeah, so that's cool. Love this piece. This is really awesome. Excited to use this. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. So if you guys like everything that you've seen here, definitely subscribe, like, comment, share, and let me know if you want to see more unboxings. I never did them before because I wasn't really sure, you know, what people would think. But I figured with this collaboration, obviously, since it was so highly anticipated and a lot of people unfortunately haven't been able to get the pieces yet, they'd like to see them firsthand. I myself, like I said, with even the Danube that I have here, let me grab that. Wasn't sure of the sizes, so I wish someone had a video that I could see and kind of just see the size of it and see how it looks. This way I know if I like it or not. I'm glad I do like it. But again, hope you guys like the video. Like, share, subscribe. At The Visionary Gent, you can follow my blog or Instagram or Twitter at Brian Effie. And see you guys soon.